In this video, I'm going to show you how to do the basics in Paperport Notes. When you open up Paperport Notes, the first thing that you should do is start a new note if you haven't already. In the bottom left-hand corner, there should be a little button that says New Note Set. If you click on that, you'll get a fresh new note and you'll be able to enter whatever title you want in the sidebar. You can always close the sidebar so you have more of a screen by clicking the sidebar button. Some of the basic things you can do in Paperport Notes are pretty simple. Up by the top right hand is a menu. You can have text. You can change the text here. You can draw. You can highlight, and you can erase. So as you can see, I have changed my text. I can be drawing and handwriting notes because handwriting notes is still a good thing, but you can also be typing using the text function. You can change the color and you can also change the width with the slider up here. So there's a couple different things you can do. So those are the basic things if you need just simple annotation skills. One of the things you can do, however, if you don't want to just be writing on a blank legal pad type document, is again, when you click the sidebar, and in the bottom corner, there is now something that says Insert. When you click on that Insert menu, you're going to have so many options. So you could have a blank page, you could have a white lined page, you could have that yellow legal page, graphing, which is really good for math, or like me, I just like to use the graph paper. You can also import a file from Google Drive. That's going to be the best way to get a PDF in, unless, of course, you use things like Dropbox. But for me, our school uses Google, so using file from Google Drive. When you click on that, you're going to get a login menu. Log in like you would with any other Google product. Once you're logged in, you're going to have your choices. You'll know you're logged in because you'll be able to see your account and the name of your drive. As you can see, I have so many folders, so you're going to be able to open up the folder that has the document that you want. Once you've selected your document, it will download, and all of a sudden, there you go. There is the PDF that you would like to annotate. Here I have my copy of A Raisin in the Sun, which is really helpful. We have the rights to be able to use this e-text, so we can do that. For you, it might be a handout you've created or any other PDF that you may have scanned to do some basic functionality. As you can see, you can do a couple different things. You would select what you'd like to add. So up in the corner, you can click text. And to click text, you actually click and drag and make a text box. When you make that text box, these options up here became available, and you can enter things like a border or a sticky note or even an image. You could also, of course, use the drawing and highlighting tools to do things like drawing and highlighting. One trick to know is, remember, to get the things like stickies or images, you have to select text and you have to be able to tap and drag out to make a square. I don't know why, but that's something that happens. I would show you this in a reflector form, but it just doesn't seem to work with Paperport Notes. If I would like to add an image, just like before, you'd select text, then you would click and drag in your document to make that text box, and then you'll have the options right here. To add a photo from your saved photos or photo library, you would select these sections. You can also add a snapshot from the web. In this case, however, I selected a picture from my documents in my camera roll so that I could insert a picture. This has lots of different functions. Here it looks just kind of silly because I just posted it on top of another document, but it allows students to be able to take photos of the notes on the board, of important handouts, important things from class, things that are going to help them. We also have examples of students being able to put the camera from their iPad to microscopes, be able to take that photo, insert it into their notes, and then annotate that. Here you can see the text box that you've created by selecting text. And here you can see the different options to add an image: web snapshot, save photos, and photo library. One thing to note here is that I'm going to again click a photo from my photo library. Here you can see that you can click use and it will drag that photo right. So as you can see, we have the photo right here, and you can enlarge it, you can make it bigger. But the more important thing I want to show you here is that you have speech to text capabilities by clicking, tap, and speak, which is insanely cool. So all you need to do is tap the button that says tap and speak. What's really crazy cool is that it will say tap to finish dictation, and that means it's recording what you're saying. So for example, I could say, "This is my cat Holly," and all of a sudden it actually types what I say. Now, it's not perfect, but it's actually pretty darn good, which is really helpful for students with dysgraphia or other ability levels. So I enjoy using this with some of my students. It's also good for me to be able to voice and record myself doing a summary or anything like that. Another thing of note is if you look up by the options up here, there's a little microphone key. That button actually allows you to record audio. So you could record the voice of your professor, or you could record your own self narrating a process or something like that. I've used it for students to make summaries of their notes or summaries of a passage that they have read or annotated. One of the really interesting things you can do is something called image to text. That is something I never thought I could do. So what's crazy is that you can click image to text, and it brings you a menu like this where you select the picture button up at the top, and you actually take a photo. You can crop the image what you need, switch it around. You're going to click something called OCR, which is located in that bottom left-hand corner. And then once it has loaded, you have the arrow that loads, you're going to select Insert, and it will actually take the picture that you have taken of typed text, so from a book, a handout, something like that, and it will actually make it into editable text, which is insane. So for example, I choose things like, I choose camera because I actually want to take that photo. I took that picture. This is actually from one of my AP literature textbooks. I take the picture of the poem. I select OCR, it loads, and when it's done loading, I clicked Insert. I can actually check it here. If you notice the top, it's kind of messing up from the title and the things you can see through the paper thin page. But if you actually look right where it actually starts, it actually gets the poem pretty darn great, which is really cool and helpful for students. And then I can insert it right into here. I can make it bigger, and so now my students can edit or change any text from a photo, which I think is really, really powerful. So here are just some of the things you can do with Paperport Notes, which is a free product, which is so very powerful for all students and their learning. Thank you.